Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we got a special little treat for you here. We got the new Duo set to come out May 19th. I've been throwing it a few league sessions already. Threw it at the county tournament. I'm absolutely in love with it. I'm going to be comparing it to the IQ Ruby, which is kind of what everybody asks me to compare it to when I'm on my live stream. And then of course with the Exotic Gem. Those two balls have the same cover, so we're going to see how they compare with two different types of cores in there. Ready to go?
And I'm just going to try and throw it, you know, to do the best I can. But
I'm sure you'll hold your own.
We'll see. But more importantly about this ball, while we're going to talk about this release, is while it's a bowling ball and it's from Roto-Grip, and you know we're excited to be throwing it, but more importantly is we have something with you know, Roto-Grip that's doing for big brothers and big sisters. Shannon O'Keefe and Stephanie Johnson worked with Roto-Grip to develop this ball, but then to develop the partnership with big brothers and big sisters. So for every ball sale through Roto-Grip, 5% of all the sales from Duo are going to be donated back to Big Brothers and Big Sisters, which is a phenomenal organization for mentorship for youths from 5 to young adults. And in today's society, that's what we need. We need to mentor these kids, give them opportunity and positivity.
Any chance I can, I always try to give back. For those of you that don't know, I am a high school teacher, so I'm around kids all day trying to make our future a better place. I don't know how it looks, but as of right now,
hey,
we're going to do our part.
That's where this ball comes into play. We can help mentor those kids. We can get the ball, get you guys out there, get it in your arsenal, get a good ball in your arsenal, and also help a great organization at the same time. In the meantime, let's get bowling.
Let's go find out what we got. Alrighty, so out here on the lanes, had a little time to practice. 23 was the sweet spot. 5 minutes of practice here setting up. Let's see what we got here. I'm throwing to the 6-pin. All right, shot one might have been a little too quick, so let me kind of move up a little bit here, slow my feet down. Had a sweet Messenger 710 there. Same idea, getting an idea of what this ball's supposed to do. All right, missed a little in, but could have been, missing in plus the lower ball speed from the first shot, kind of compounded there. So just gonna go back to doing the A game thing here. Not really trying to change too much. Oh, missed it right. Oh, didn't matter. All right, so looks like we keep splitting the difference there. We're gonna try and go flush one shot here. So gonna go back to where I was and just firm up a little bit. Not gonna throw it too hard, just a little more firm. Much better. The 710, then the face, and then.
All right, just bowl.
It's okay. All right. It went flush, just didn't necessarily face up the way I wanted it to. So we're just gonna move one more right and firm up again. See what we got. Much better.
All right, folks, you've seen Scott. Now it's my turn. And so far, I gotta move left already before, just after some practice. Gutter. Quality shot making on that last one. Let's try that again. So after 2 poorly executed shots, I'm going to try and throw the ball over about 12, 13 and get to about 7 down lane. right, I'm going to be standing 24 with my feet. I'm going to be looking about 13, 14 at the arrows, and I'll get about 8 down lane. All right, well, it's obviously an off day for me. I'm going to try and give this ball a little better showing than what it's doing. A little better. All right, I think I'm 1 for 5 on my striking percentage right now. The ball is much better than that. Much, much better. See if I can demonstrate that.
All right, so we saw what the Duo had to offer. I made a few adjustments, if you heard there. Probably didn't have to, just the first shot didn't react like the ones in practice did. Took a little time off, so it might have just been a little bit of rust that had to kick off there. The later shots where I was a little bit more firm looked a little bit better. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go to my IQ Ruby and we're gonna go to the exotic gem. We're gonna have Buddy kind of explore the lane a little bit too. He's gonna kind of jump left, see if he can get the ball to go through the pins a little bit better than he was where he started. Haha. And hopefully those shots are still in, or else what I'm saying right now is gonna look absolutely ridiculous. But,
there might be a shot in there or not.
Let's go see how it compares to the Ruby. I'm going to talk through it, and then we're going to see how it compares to the exotic. Again, they have the same cover. We just expect the ASIM core of the exotic to kind of, you know, make the ball turn the corner a little bit harder. Anyway, let's go see what we find out. Alrighty, so the ball I get asked to, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say I get asked to compare it, but on all my lives on TikTok, the ball that people ask me about the most is the Ruby compared to it. So, got the Ruby in my hand now. Same spot as the Duo before. It's a little in. Oh! Ready?
Oh yeah.
All right. Let's try this again. Same spot.
All right, well, Scott was demonstrating the Ruby. I didn't bring mine. I'm just going to continue to throw the Duo, but I'm going to move about 4 or 5 left, and I'm going to try and get this Duo to shape up. So I'm looking at about 14, 15 at the arrows and get this down lane. All right, so I'm going to move a couple more boards left. Now I'm going to stand about 31 with my feet. I'm going to look about 18 at the arrows, see what happens. Missed right, but it came back. All right, so now I'm going to stand 35. I'm going to probably hit 4th arrow and see if I can get this ball to bounce back and go through the pins clear. All right, I'm going to try that one more time. I'm going to see if I can actually get a messenger, because that's something I never get. Oh, that was nice.
All right, so as has been mentioned, Duo and the exotic gem have the same cover. So for those of you that follow my channel, you know I drilled an exotic gem for nationals, so we're going to try this one out. Exotic gem, definitely supposed to be a bigger ball, so I'm moving 3 left here. 3 left of where I was with the Duo. Let's see what we got. So the one thing that I've noticed with the Duo is the shape is not really a symmetric shape. It kind of has an ASIM shape down lane. So I was curious how it would compare with the exotic. When you throw them one after another side by side, you could really tell that the exotic's just a little bit better change of direction. Alrighty, messenger day here. We got our new twisters in here, so it's one of the reasons why we got pins flying. Alright, same spot. Try the same thing here. Just try and loop it a little bit. So that just means a little bit more tilt.
Wow.
All right, so as we can see, change of direction there with that exotic was pretty intense when I looped it a little bit more. So I'm gonna try that same release here. Back to the duo. So same thing with the exotic that I just did, a little more tilt here. Get it turned sideways. Okay, and to finish out every video I do, I like to kind of get my angles a little bit straighter here. Take some hand out of it so you guys can see it's effective from the left and the right. So, backing my hand out of it here. A lot less tilt, a lot straighter.
Like Scott, I'm going to move right, and I'm going to try and throw this ball between the first and second arrow. Ideally, I'm looking at about 7, 8. See if I can get this ball to go straighter. Oh, that was awful. That was awful. Well, beauty of a house shot, that struck. We're going to try that again. Playing straighter up.
Oh! Do we leave that one in, people? Alright, showed you the over move to the right. So now we're going to kind of jump it left here into the mid-30s with my feet, where I was in kind of the low to mid-20s before. Really just work on the lower ball speed, see if we can get this ball to go through the pins well. Further left we go. Alrighty, so that first one was my hand backed out a little slower. Looks like I can afford to be a little bit more aggressive with this ball. Here we go, mid-30s. Oh, jeez. Alright, so looks like I can afford to kind of give this one a little bit more of the business here. Further left I get. Again, this is more like a mid-range symmetrical piece, so the fact that it does hook this much in comparison to the exotic is kind of crazy. So here we go. All right, so we're all done here today. I personally really haven't had a lot of time to practice with the duo versus the other stuff. So me being out here today with these other two balls, I was kind of learning on the fly with you guys as I was saying what I was saying. It was kind of new information to me. I wasn't sitting there acting. And one of the things that I saw and I've seen so far, you know, using the Ruby in one league, then the duo in that same league now, is my Ruby is just doesn't really have that consistent continuation of hitting power, and with a lower diff we kind of expect that with the Ruby. Now obviously one's a storm ball, one's a Roto-Grip ball, so they're not exactly in the same line, so they're not going to be exactly comparable. But in terms of, you know, symmetric pearls that the Storm, Roto-Grip, 900 Global lines have out, these are pretty much your two medium to high options right now. And I think if you're looking for a little bit more continuation, the duo is definitely the way to go. And we definitely saw it as you moved further left.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And for me to get the ball to come back as far as I did, wow. And I got a messenger.
Yeah, so I threw it at a matchmaker 2 weeks ago. I was wowed by how much the ball hooked. You saw me move right, you saw me move left. It's versatility with my hand positions, even left throwing it harder, you know, faster speeds, slower speeds. The ball's just really receptive to kind of what you do to it. I feel like I'm in control when I'm throwing that ball, and I don't have to kind of adjust to the ball, that the ball's gonna kind of do what I'm telling it to. And usually for me, that comes with the weaker stuff like the IQ Tour, like the lower diff stuff.
Right.
And for me to have a ball with higher numbers be as responsive to what I do to it, I think it's a huge asset to have in my bag.
Oh yeah, the ball has shocked me. I wish I could have the excuse of Scott, you know, coming out here fresh with it. Where I've actually done a ball video, I've done a challenge match video, I've thrown it in league, and yet I still managed to throw it in the gutter. So
they were different days. They were different days. It's okay.
I have no excuse. I have no excuse. Anyways, my surprise to the ball though is how well it responds off the spot, off the pattern at the back end. No matter what pattern I've been throwing it on, when it sees the friction, it turns.
Reminds me of, it's the same term I used for the infinite physics when I drilled that. It's very decisive.
Yes.
It doesn't sit there thinking about what it's going to do. When it slows down and you think it's going to hook, you're like, well, I know what this one's going to do.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bad shot, right? Even if it's in and you're like, oh, that one's got no chance. It probably doesn't.
Right.
So knowing what a ball's going to do off of your hand and being able to adjust and have that confidence that it's going to, you know, be very predictable,
right,
to me is something a lot of people look for in their bowling balls. When I'm in the shop and people come in and they're like, I thought this was going to do this, I thought this was going to do this, you know, last night it wasn't doing this. I don't think I'm going to hear that out of the Duo too much.
I think you're going to see a lot of people be quite surprised with this ball and how well it goes through the pins. I just find it really, you know, really consistent. When I do throw it to the right, I know it's going to recover and it's not just going to roll out on me. So I look forward to using it more in tournaments. I look forward to more leagues with it. So
I love it. I was looking forward to Tuesday and throwing it. One last thing, our Southeast Storm rep down here, his name is Ralph Solon. He hosted a matchmaker. I was telling you guys I threw one at a matchmaker about 2 weeks ago just kind of for fun. And when I got mine, same thing applied. I was talking to him right after it was done. And I said, it feels like an asymmetric type of roll, the way it's very just kind of right off the spot, it kind of turns the corner. I'm not going to say it's as sharp of an angle. It's still kind of rounder of an angle, more of that symmetric shape.
But it sets and rolls really quick.
But in terms of the way it sets, it definitely has that asym shape to it, that asym feel. And when I compared it to the exotic, listen, they got the same cover, but the cores are completely different. I felt like I had that same shape, that same hitting power. The ball turned the corner with that same ferocity.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think they might be great transitions from one to another. If you have an exotic, go ahead and check it out. One thing I've been telling people, if you have a Ruby, I know you guys have been asking me, Duo is going to be a step up. Major step up.
Yes.
So don't think they're going to be, you know, like, ooh, I just need a new ball to replace this one. No, no, no. They're going to be different. They might, I don't want to say they might. They're definitely going to have a spot in your bag, one versus the other.
Well, like I said in my video, the Duo is going to be a ball I'm going to transition to, and then the Ruby would be a ball I would transition to after the Duo. You know,
for
in that
a step
particular
down.
case,
Yeah,
for a step down.
Understood. For sure. I love it. I think the ball is super cool looking going down the lane too. A bunch of my friends, when they saw me throw it, they're like, I just think it looks cool going down the lane.
It does.
I said, well, it struck. Did you watch that? And, you know, but
hey,
anyway.
More importantly, again, let's remember 5% of all sales from Roto-Grip for this ball go back to big brothers, big sisters. Let's get those kids some mentors. Let's get the programs going, and you know, help the youth of tomorrow.
Please do. Guys, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bowling with Buddy, check out his channel. His videos are already up and out with the man from the height, Mr. Charles Hutcherson. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one.
Take care.